have in the Fleet DJs. So we have what's called the Fleet DJ Radio Network. And I run the Fleet DJ Radio Network. So what that is, if you haven't heard about the Fleet DJ Radio Network, download it on the app, iPhone, Android, Fleet DJ Radio Network. It's a conglomeration of radio stations, all internet stations, and right now we're up to 74 radio stations in our network. And we've partnered with BV Mobile. These guys that are here, Gerald's in the back, BV Mobile, partner with those guys. So our mobile app is actually through their company. So when you download the app, you're actually using their service for that. And I'll tell you, it's you can find every genre of music on there. Every genre of music we cover. And we have states that have their own station. We have individuals that have their own station. Of course, they're all Fleet DJ conglomerates. Right now, we don't offer it outside of our network, outside of Fleet DJs. But if you're part of the Fleet DJs, you can definitely get a chance to participate in that program. So DJs, hit me up if you want to get your station started. With no further ado, what I'd like to do right now, I want to introduce to you guys. Actually, I'm going to let the panel introduce themselves to you guys, and I want each panelist. We're going to start over here. I want you to grab the mic, and I want the panelists, each of you guys, to introduce yourself. Keep it short. Tell the people who you are, what you do, and we're going to do like how they can contact you and all that stuff at the end. Just to give them an idea of who you are, what you do in this industry.
Hello, everyone. How you doing today? Good. My name is Nino Villanova. I've been in the music industry for about 30 years, starting off young. I'm originally from Harlem, New York City. Former vice president of Universal, MCA Records, and I've been a part of the music industry and the building the hip-hop culture. So that's what I am.
Hey, Duval. And everybody who ain't from Duval. But I'm Nikki Natural. I'm from Miami. So Florida, this is my home, my second home. Jacksonville really fuck with me. So I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Fleet, for having me here. So if you don't know, I'm Nikki Natural from Love and Hip Hop Miami. But more than Love and Hip Hop Miami, they didn't really showcase me. I have my bachelor's degree in criminal justice. I'm a medical massage therapist, yes. So I have like cancer patients, arthritis patients, athletes, all of that. Talk about his back.
He said, his back. Come on, bro.
No happy endings. Yes. I have my child development associates. I have my dental aid certification. I got it in high school. So I went to a magnet high school. I was in an honors program. Yeah, what else? I'm a basketball player. So if y'all want a one-on-one, y'all not seeing me. My shot is like Reggie Miller, Curry, what's good? 3-pointers, let's go. Yes. I box. I do when I say everything, I do everything. P Valley, y'all gonna catch me on P Valley. Y'all gonna catch me on BMF with a scene with Monique, the actress Monique. So yeah, Love and Hip Hop really gave me a platform, but I'm a rapper also. Dang, how did I forget that? I'm a fucking rapper and a singer, but that's where the name Natural come from. Nikki Natural. A lot of people like, oh, the body. No, baby. I'm gifted. I have an innate gift. I do whatever the fuck I want to do, and I do it well.
All right, so I want to let y'all know first, I'm a retired basketball player. Just so you said, I'm not going to compete with her. But also, too, thank you, Fleet DJs, for allowing us to be able to have this platform, for us to be able to let you guys know what it is that we do. Shout out to the other panelists as well. So you can give a big round of applause for everybody on the panel, too. So my name is Scott Morris. I'm crying. I'm crying. I appreciate y'all. So I'm from Brooklyn, New York. That's where I'm from. So I'm an event planner. So I produce events. So I throw shows, concerts, showcases, parties. I do a lot of events. We started within the New York City market, but now we moved to where we're doing events throughout the United States. We've also done events in Paris, Toronto, Montreal, independently. We just big on just building the right relationships with people. We have a festival which is called Day Summit that we founded. It's like basically the South by Southwest now for New York City. We've been able to just merge and build a bridge with people because we haven't had that in New York City, and we understand that was something that was needed. So, and through that, we've been able to help over 15 students receive scholarships. Through that, we raised over $25,000 independently and through the people that we partnered with and worked with. And I work with influencers. I manage other artists. And just partner with people. We just find different ways that we can be of an asset to people and work with them in different ways. So that's just a little bit about me. I'm Scott. Yes, we do tours too. So that's just me. I like to have fun, have a good time. Thanks.
This is all right. My name is Michael Matthews. I'm the president and founder of Digital Radio Tracker. We monitor more than 5,000 radio stations around the world, including non-monitored territories like Mexico, Russia, South Africa, and a lot of other territories that no one wants to give a voice to, but we do. I'm also the president of Dominion Global Inc., Dominion Global Marketing. We're a national radio marketing firm. Been doing radio marketing for 30 years. And we work with more than 300 terrestrial FM stations coast to coast, where we're programming music in all 4 top formats, from top 40, rhythmic, urban, to urban mainstream, and urban AC.
And they monitor all of the Fleet Radio Network stations as well.
And we monitor all of the Fleet Network stations, exactly.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Gene.com, iHeart Radio, Duval County. Been in the radio game since '99. Looking around the room, shaking hands with a few of you here in the market. I've done it all as it relates to radio. I've done the sales, marketing side, the promotion side. I'm currently on air personality here at V101.5, but I used to be on the beat as well. I curate a lot of events here. Some of y'all that are from Duval may have attended a few. R&B Bingo, Downtown Fridays, just to name a few. I ain't gonna be long-winded like the brother said. I want to thank Fleet DJs for allowing me to sit on the panel. Salute Bernard B for the invitation. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Y'all know me, DJ L Boogie, Vice President of Fleet DJs. That's it. I'm gonna keep it moving.
How y'all doing? My name is Big 7, Time to Grind Radio, Newark, New Jersey. Get Jersey in the building? Jersey? Jersey, make some noise, man. Make some noise. All right, so I pretty much do a little bit of everything. I consider myself the Diddy of New Jersey. Recently, I was working with DJ K. Slay for about 10 years, doing all his digital marketing for his magazine and him. So rest in peace to DJ K. Slay. Could we get a moment of silence for my brother DJ K. Slay, the drama king? Dope. My relationship with him catapulted me, working for him, doing digital marketing. I started Time to Grind Radio, a digital radio station that reached like 10,000 people all across the world that focus on independent artists. And I was able to use my radio station to get independent artists going and start my record label. I signed an artist named Trace A7, and I've been playing his record for about a year and a half now. Boog play it, mad DJs around the world play it. It's called Stop Playing With Me. Y'all see my t-shirt? Say Stop Playing With Me. That's my artist right there, Trace A7. And right now the song got picked up by Funk Master Flex. It's been on Hot 97 for the last 6 months, and it started on my digital radio station. So I'm just out here helping other artists, working with my artists and my label. Right now, we actually on tour with Montana 300 from Chicago, working, just putting in that groundwork digitally in front of the audience, every angle. I got a printing company. I print my own shirts. I got the radio station. I'm a manager. I'm a hype man. I do it all. I'm the Diddy of New Jersey, and I'm here to help. All right, Big 7, Time to Grind Radio. If you don't grind, you don't shine. Hey, hey.
Yo, that song is fire too. I love that song. Emmanuel Lewis at your service. Wow, I am your coach of Sovereign Supreme for our basketball game tomorrow. We're looking forward to that. Breaking some knees, some ankles. Looking to have looking to have some good times right there. We're having a wonderful time here today. Thank you so much for DJ. Mississippi is in the house, and yes, thank you for the invite. We have a lot of great things going on in Atlanta. Atlanta is like the new mecca of movies. Been number one in North America for at least 5 years running now. Over $20 billion have been made off of the film industry. Obviously in Atlanta, took it back actually from Canada, which was the number one spot. And then, Canada took it from LA, so that's a pretty wonderful thing. We have a new movie studio that we're developing, about 1,000 acres in South Atlanta, so we have a lot of wonderful things popping off with that. And to that, we give it over to Miss Renee.
Hello. Good afternoon. First, I want to say thank you so much to Mississippi. Thank you so much to Classic for the invitation. And thank you so much to everyone that I haven't actually individually met. My name is Dr. Renee Atkins. I am a psychotherapist. I'm one of 7,022 in the United States. I've been in the record industry for 41 years. I go all the way back to, I worked for Prince, the Most Beautiful Girl campaign, the Whoop, There It Is, Johnny Guitar Watson, Patti LaBelle. I have a long A-list roster, Ready for the World, Climax. I manage a lot of artists. But I am known for marrying record promotions with the record promoter. So I was a record promoter, then moved over to brand marketing the song, and that's very important. We'll get into that a little bit later. But right now I do talent booking, brand marketing, and management.
What's up, everybody? OG Wildman Teddy T, represent South Florida. Done did it all from the 80s coming up, just working with Jam Pony Express, Uncle Luke, Slip and Slide, got on the radio, doing underground radio, terrestrial underground radio. We helped kick that off 94, 95, 96. Worked for all the major record labels doing street promotions from 93 until my first record ever broke with Skilo, I Wish. Worked with Uptown, So For Real, Lost Boys, Mobb Deep at Loud. My partner Chris Pringle put me in the game. He was working over at Scotty Brothers. RP, my brother Chris Pringle, one of the brothers to ever do it. I've just pretty much been a magnet for South Florida artists, from Trick Daddy, Trina, Pretty Ricky, and my nephews, Plies. I was on 99 Jams working with the Albie Silk Show, started working at Power 96, went '1 for years. Right now, I'm currently working with Flo Rida, running his radio station. We got Strong On Radio. I also work on 80.7. I've been doing tours for years, parties, vibes, work with every DJ crew there is. You know what I mean? I just want everybody to understand we all DJs regardless of the label. Let's get that correct first, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I've pretty much been working with everybody throughout the years. Just networking, vibing. Also, I'm an indigenous person, understanding my ancestral lineage. So I build with that as well to help people find their ancestral lineage, connect back with tribes, nations, because there's no such thing as black or white people. We all come from a nation of people. So, you know, it's all about developing, man. We here to work, man. Thanks to Fleet DJs.
He left something out real valuable. My dad's label, Joy Boy Records, Alan Johnston. So, yeah, he left out a big piece. Yep.
All right. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, they telling stories on you, man. Come on now. All right, thank you, panelists, for the introductions. Thank you. And so I'm DJ L Boogie. So the way I do panels, y'all, so a lot of y'all know this, I'm going to pose the question to the panel. And what I like the panel to do is if it's a question that you feel like you want to chime in on, just get a microphone and please one at a time. And I don't want everybody trying to answer every single question because we got a few to get through. but I want you guys to feel comfortable with how you want to, which one you want to deal with, and so that's how we'll do that, and then we'll move on. Now I want y'all to keep in mind this audience right here. So we have a lot of artists out here, we have DJs out here. A lot of this is music industry specific people in the building. So keep that in mind when we talking. So we want to make the information that they can consume and will be helpful for them, in this particular industry. But we do realize that we have a wealth of knowledge up here, like just across the board, not just music, but everything. So feel free to also give us that extra stuff that, those extra gems that we might not get, you know what I mean? So feel free to do that. But what I want to do right now, I want to go into it, all right? And since we have so many music people in here, we have so many artists, artists are always looking for marketing and media. It should be a part of, what you're doing if you're an artist, right? You should have your EPK. You should have a budget. You should have your plan on how you're going to roll out your project, how you're going to actually do your project and make it move, right? So what I want to ask you guys is, what do you think are the biggest pitfalls that people incur when they approach it, when they do their marketing and media campaign? Anybody who want to take that one?
All right, I'll take it. My name is Mac Mills. I run a marketing agency, actually. I'm actually behind a lot of artist technology. You guys know Fabio Foreign. I'm behind his app. Trina, I'm behind her app. Jim Jones, I'm behind his app. G Herbo, Bandman Kevo. So when it comes to technology and music, when you have an app, and when you go into the Google store and the Apple store, you type in their names, you can get their app. I brought the technology to them, and when it comes to that, you need promotion. And a lot of artists think because they have a fan base that they could just post it one time and think it's going to go, or you just post it on YouTube and it's just going to go, or you just put it on Twitter. Really, you have to really build a ecosystem with a distribution, right? So if you're putting out whatever you're putting out, you have to have a plan. And I feel like artists just have the plan to make the music, but not the plan to get the music out and to get discovery. And that's where I think like they're not networking right with the different promoters or different cities and the different people that even put on anything that has a community. I feel like artists would need to focus on building your own community, but also get introduced to other communities so you get your music out with your promotion and marketing. That's a whole other plan by itself. Like getting on the radio, getting on playlists, getting on blogs, when you hire a publicist, all that is part of your plan, but it's a whole different step when you're trying to release something. So when it comes to marketing and promotion, I feel like you got to put more energy into it, think outside the box. I got a friend that's doing the promotion for Rolling Loud. He's getting beach balls. And he's just going to be throwing like thousands of beach balls all through Rolling Loud and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So like if you think outside the box, you think about 20,000 people going to be at Rolling Loud. You put out 2,500 beach balls. Hey, and there's a QR code that says scan me. So you just thinking outside the box to where you got a cool beach ball that has a logo, it has a scan me. Let's say 1,000 people scan it, and then 1,000 people buy something from you. So like those are the things that I suggest that musicians think about when you're coming out with your music.
So I want to just piggyback on what he said because he made some good pointers with like the beach ball. So one thing that I would say, like he said about the Rolling Loud, or like, so things like when you go to events and all of those, like guerrilla marketing is always still something that a lot of people forget about. I know that we got into social media, and I understand that kind of makes it a little easier to check people out or do your background work. But you got to look at it is before social media, if they were doing guerrilla marketing and that worked, I don't think we should abandon it. And a lot of times when it comes to flyers, and I know that we try to not go into it, shout out to the artists that have those are icebreakers that allows you to have a conversation with somebody. The worst they could do is just not take it or put it down, but at least you created some type of engagement. Another thing, I know everyone's going to say budget, but I would say as an artist, it's okay to work with what you have. Because if you don't have $5,000, but let's say you got $100 and then you find a digital marketer that does stuff, you may not be able to afford the biggest YouTube campaign or the biggest Spotify campaign, but you might be able to get small little ads or something going on. So I would say work with what you have. If it take 90 days for you to be able to hit 1,000 views, then that's cool. And also the other thing too is you guys have to start going in like your phones. It's easy to find 5 to 10 people that you can have that you could put part of your campaign that you could just have do comments. A lot of times, like brands or companies, they'll have like a tentative release date, and then you'll see sometimes songs pop up with like 40, 50 comments. You can think about the people that's in your circle. So you create a look. You got to look a certain way. So I would just say when you're creating your rollout or your plan, think of what is it that you can use with the money that you currently have. Who could you collaborate with in a sense? Like you comment on mine, I comment on yours. Think about what you have to put in your rollout so you can probably utilize what you have. I know that a budget is something that everybody's going to say, but I never had money when I started with anything I did. I had to figure out how could I use my resources. I had to figure out networking. Networking is still very, very important. A lot of times people will rock with you if you're genuine. If they see that you hustling and they see you everywhere. Like if you want to do music, it's a part of it, talent is great, but 90% of it is who you know. So start figuring out if there's 12 festivals for the year where I can meet people that's in my demographic and watch like interviews. Lenny S. has said something about this. Start figuring out your target market. Start going to those places to introduce yourself, even if you got to pass out flyers, and start networking people so that you understand your demographic, and you'll be able to make stuff work.
I want to just add on to the fact that this whole thing is a business. So number one, the business is about value. So as marketing, you want to be able to find the thing that you have that's of value to yourself and to others, because whatever you're doing, you need to be making money as you're doing it, because that's what creates success. I work with a lot of independent artists where we started from scratch, and all we did was really, like you said, guerrilla marketing. We go to conferences, we out promote everybody, posters and flyers, T-shirts. It's like when you out here, you got to make people talk. When we do South Beach, we got 200 people walking down Collins with shirts. You know what I'm saying? It's out the box thinking, and it's about creating the value for it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you do as an artist, you want to be able to connect with people. It's like if you spend 2 or 3 hours a day going out and meeting people, shaking hands and be like, look, I'm an artist. It's like I've seen people that go out and sell CDs all day. They make $5,000 selling CDs all day, and they ain't trying to get on the chart. They already successful because they making money and they getting their product out there. You know what I'm saying? Compared to what you're doing, trying to do this, go see this person, go see that person. Make money, whatever you got. If you got T-shirts, my son, Fat Boy Rama, he went on a coast-to-coast tour. He bought shirts. Nobody knew him. After every performance, they bought all his shirts. That's how he was able to stay on the tour. It's like create money from your brand, because that's what it's all about. It's about finding that niche that you have a part of your look, your vibe. You know what I'm saying? The first time I met Nicki Natural, we was at my girl South Promos event, and she gave me a hell of a massage, like she said. And we just talked about her music career. And I just sat back and watched her grow and make the steps. She went through different adversity, but she kept moving, you know what I'm saying? And she marketed herself to the point where she's her value. She understands her value, and that's why she's out here moving, you know what I'm saying? And that's what each artist has to do. You got to really find what people look at you, what people like. We got this cat out here since he was 15 years old. He been making show money, you know what I'm saying? And he's not nobody on the charts. He's not nobody that's on the radio, but he found his value, you know what I'm saying? So marketing to me is finding the value. If you're putting out posters and flyers, however you're doing it, it's got to be better than the next person. It's got to be, whatever you're doing, it's got to be something that nobody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? That's what sets you apart.
All right, appreciate that. So real quick, so we do have a limited amount of time, so I want to mind the panel to kind of keep those responses, a little shorter, so we can actually get. We want to get some Q&A from the people out here because they really need the information. They have questions they want to ask. So with that being said, I have one more on this topic. We're gonna actually go to a Q&A, then we're gonna come back with another question. But go ahead, Big Sam.
One of the most important things I think you could do when you thinking about your marketing campaign is stay away from fake followers, fake views, all that fake stuff. You will never know who you marketing to. 1,000 people from India with no posts. You got to make sure you get real organic followers. I started on a radio station with 1 follower on my live for weeks and weeks, just pushing and pushing and pushing, and it started to build, and I know my audience because they real people. So stay far away from it as possible. Never do it so you can know what you're dealing with.
That's good info. All right, yeah, real quick.
Take out your phones. I'm going to give you this one. A lot of people don't know that you need to have an EPK or a press kit or a website or how to market right from the internet. It's artistecard.com. Set up the free account. You can get your EPK link there. You can sell merchandise. You can hit radio stations. You can do free promotions and have a website. First thing you need to promote a record is a blueprint. Think about a recipe. You need to have your marketing, know your territory that you're going to start with. Don't take on the whole country. Take on your city or the neighboring state to put together a plan. I'll send anybody that wants, you can get to me, and I'll send you a free link that has everything that you need to set up a marketing plan for your record. Artistecard.com.
That's some good info. I'm going to get to questions right after this, but I want to piggyback off what she said. This is very important. Artists, listen up. If you're an artist, listen to me, okay? One thing that you definitely need to have, you're an artist, you need to have a service pack for your music, for your song. What is a service pack? We go through this every year. We have to tell people this every year. If you don't know, you don't know, but I'm going to tell you, okay? Service pack is an instrumental. It's a cappella. It's the clean and the dirty version of your song. As DJs, we need that. Don't ask why, just do it. We need it. And so the other thing, and probably the most important thing, and every DJ in here is, we always say this every single year, but this is very, very important. You have to tag your music. And what do I mean by tag your music? We get songs labeled unknown artists, track 1, produced by Pro Tools 1.2 version. That's what shows up in the metadata. So when we put that in our Serato or whatever we use to DJ with, we can't find the shit because it's not labeled correctly. So this is what you need to do to fix that. There are a ton of programs out there. You could just Google this one thing. Google it. Id3 Tags. That will help you to label your music so that when we get the music, it's labeled correctly so we can actually play it when you give it to us, because I'm not going to search for it if I can't find it. This just ain't going to get played. That's one. The other thing is you want to get credit for the spins. If he's tracking the record and we're playing it 40,000 times and it says unknown artist, how you going to get credit for the spins? So come on, these are gems right here. So do that. You need to be on top of that. That's very important. I want to go to, we got a question out here. We're going to go to that real quick.
Yeah, thank you. DJ Memphis, Florida Fleet in the building, Duval County. I'm doing this for the DJs, and I know we've been talking about artists, but for the DJs, especially like Gene, my homeboy, for all my DJs that's out here just starting up or whatever, if they are trying to get in that industry of getting out there and on the radio and trying to get their name pumped up out there and stuff like that, what kind of suggestions do you all have for these upcoming DJs that are out here now that's trying to be where you all are 10, 20 years and already, and you're doing your things right there and you're sitting on the panel because of who you are? So to all these DJs that's out here and they're not going to stand up and say nothing because they're scared, I'm not. I still got a lot to learn. But for all the upcoming DJs out there, what kind of advice do you have for those that's out here trying to get to where you are and above?
I got you, Memphis. Like for me, I came up under like Slick Rick Jamponi Express. I used to go over there while he was playing records, and when he finished, I put the 12 inches back in the record plume, 'cause that's a big help. You know, the next time you go make a tape, and I got on major radio from just rocking with Uncle Luke put me on radio on his show, but I started just calling in the morning on, like, you know how people call in on the morning, and I became one of the most popular people in the morning. And the guy Ross Allen, he put me on the 6 to 10 show on WRBD, and I was like in 10th, 12th grade. I didn't even have no interest in being on radio at all. You know what I'm saying? It was just going through the motions of being in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And then I got on Albie Silk show on 99 Jams, and from there I went to Power 96, and the program director told me I was supposed to be his assistant. He was like, forget what I told you. You know, you're going to get your own show. And I pretty much taught myself how to do everything, you know what I'm saying? So my thing is, like I was telling you first, it's about value. You got to put yourself around people and become valuable to that person, whether if you roll in a blunt, whether if you can do administration, whether you can hustle, you can book. It's about the value that you have for yourself. If you don't have no value for yourself, what good are you for somebody? You know what I'm saying? So that's why people come. My man DJ Irie, he started off being the show producer for 99 Jams, and I gave him an opportunity to be on the radio because DJ Epps went to go DJ overseas for Tony Tone, and Irie came in and he took Epps' job. You know what I'm saying? But it's like at different times, different things can happen, you know what I'm saying? And you got to be ready. If you go on vacation, you might come back, somebody might take your spot. That's how this game works. But you got to be up on your vibe and have value for whatever you do.
To piggyback off of what OG said, Memphis, create your own platform, and then start rubbing elbows with the product that you want to be attached to, i.e. the radio station. Set up a meeting with the program director, slide him a thumb drive, invite him out to an event that you curated and he can watch you spin. That's a start. And then, just like everyone else has said, just marketing, making yourself attachable, being available, because you don't never know when the opportunity might not.
If nobody else on that one, I got another gem for the artists. Okay, so so this is marketing stuff right here. This is marketing to the DJs, and what I suggest, and everybody can't do this, but if you can, do a dub plate for the DJs. What's the dub plate? Where's my man Nathaniel? Nathaniel the Great. He was just in here a minute ago. Oh, he just walked out. So Nathaniel the Great from New York City. He did a dub. He actually did 2 dub plays for me, and I DJ'd the Sneaker Ball last night, and I played. I wish he was here because I would tell him which one I played. Played it last night, opening up my set. Because he actually, what a dub plate is when you record a version of the song, and you mention the DJ's name in the hook or the chorus or whatever. You like shout out the DJ in the song. A lot of DJs like that because exactly, it's great marketing way to get the DJs to play your record. If they don't know who you are, you shouting them out on the record, you got more chances of that DJ playing that record than, just off the rip. Same thing with Trey Sev, Big Seven's artist. He does the same thing on that winning record he has out. He did a bunch of dub plays on that one. And that kid right there is really going places, man. He's got some good stuff going out.
Pitbull got on the radio like that, and Pretty Ricky got on the radio like that. Rick Ross got on the radio. I had everybody doing dubs for me, and that's how the people get to hear you. And you bigging up, whatever the hot club, the hot neighborhood. So now the people starting the community like, oh, he bigged up the corner store. He bigged up. It's like find the things that's trending that people talk about and put that in the dub plate. You'll see how fast you grow. Iceberg in Miami, he made freestyles for everybody for the first 2 years. And made over $100,000 in show money, just rocking on everybody else's record, bigging up other DJs.
One other one, I don't want to take up all the time, but one other one, a good one, is if the DJs, like every DJ wants an intro to their mix show. I do a bunch of mix shows. I'm on FM radio. I'm on 3 different stations on FM, on a bunch of internet stations. And I have a couple of intros that artists actually did for me. Like the artist will record actual, short, maybe 30-second to a minute song or hook, without no hook or nothing, just a song mentioning me as a DJ, about my show, just, information about the show, whatever. I play that to intro my mix show. It gives them exposure. They mention themselves or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like put their name in it or whatever. So it's just another avenue to get you heard, you know what I mean? So that's just one more, jewel for you guys to take home.
If you're a DJ, remixing the artist's music, you don't know how many times, especially when I was with Rap A Lot, I'm looking for DJs to put their flavor on. If you from Louisiana, you're gonna bounce it. So if you're house, I need a house mix. If you're an artist, you need to go after the hottest DJ in your area and have them to put their mix on your song. That's another way to build that relationship.
That's a good point. Do we have any other questions for the panels? Oh, we got a question. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, Turntables DJ Mel, Assistant State Manager from Maryland. Piggyback on what you said, the metadata that comes up when you get artists' stuff, this might be a gem for everybody else. Some people may know this, some people may not. There's an app out there called DB Power Amp. If you put a CD in, the artist CD, you probably think artists don't use CDs. I think even if you use the use the thumb drive, if you launch DB Power Amp, it gives you all the metadata for you on every track, how long it is, all the information for it, all the way down to the picture, the JPEG. So you might want to pick that up. Next thing, artists. My PNC right here, Miss Tia Whitaker, she can co-sign with me. Artists, please, piggyback again. We need the pack. The pack is important. Acapella, instrumental, clean, dirty. Also, artists, if you're from the gutter, we get it, but please give us DJs at least one radio-friendly song that we can play at corporate events. Songs that we can play around mom and dad at family events. We get artists, they give us all the gutter stuff, like we get it. You from the mud, we understand that. But I can't play this when I go DJ at Comcast. I can't play this when I try to do something at Fort Meade. I can't do it. So I think that's kind of important for the artist to understand. A radio-friendly song helps out a whole lot. So just want to piggyback on that.
So in regards to like what he just said, which I think is a great point, it just shows as an artist, even if you're from the gutter, just to use that, diversity when it comes to you like writing your records is important. So if, for example, like let's say he has a certain demographic that used to listen to Mary J. Blige, you may want to do a song with a singer. So, because you may not know how to talk about love the way that they want, but at least that now that singer could bridge that gap, so now you can get played on his station. That's also why collaborations are important, because there are different like stations, there's different promoters, there's different areas and regions that all have different things that are important to. Like, if you're trying to go down to New Orleans, you might want to collaborate with somebody that does bounce or a producer that does bounce so that you can break into that market. So just wanted to piggyback off what he was saying so that y'all get what it is that he's saying, so you can break into those or get those spins or get that support so you can have it. And then also, this is still a job. I know that we're doing this as entrepreneurs, but artists, when y'all start making money, y'all got to pay taxes on y'all name. So if that is something that you have to do, this is your 9 to 5. Even if you're not seeing the income yet that you feel like you deserve, it's going to come with time. You investing, you got to network, you got to meet people, it'll come. But the only way it's going to come if you start treating it like a business. Like if you want the DJ to spin your record and they tell you that this is what they want, then do it. If you want the DJs to support you, support them. Outside of the stuff that they say, you can hit them up and ask them how their day going. That goes a far way. Because at the end of the day, you building relationships. There's a million people hitting them up and sending their songs. You know how you gonna pass through? Did you have a good weekend? Just reaching out, just making sure you're okay. Like when I first started, like I said, for me I was able to move like how we move with my team, and shout out to all my team that I always move with. A lot of us, like you said, we had retail jobs. We wasn't doing certain things that other people was doing. And if you do that, that's you. But with us, we had to figure out how do we make it move. So for us, we started a party that we did every year called Toast to Life. We was competing with all the biggest promoters in New York City, but we was pulling out 1,000 people every year because we checked on people, because we reached out, we built relationships. So I use that as an example is you got to find how do I be different? And the only way is going to be business or building a relationship. People like to feel like you care.
That's great. That's good info, man. We got looks like about 15 minutes left before the next panel. The power panel is next up. I want to piggyback on we've got a question coming up, but I want to piggyback on the other point before you, because this is very important as well. And I'm keep harping on this Id3 tag thing. I want to give you guys an idea why that's so important, because the other aspect of not only if the song getting tagged correctly, doesn't have the right metadata in it, will the DJs not be able to know where the song is or whatever. The other most important aspect is something that my man Michael Matthews here in Digital Radio Tracker. So they actually, the song when the song plays on our station, right? The artist and the artist name and the song title actually shows up on the radio, so you'll see what song you're actually listening to for one, and then it'll also pull up the artwork for the record if it exists. And so if that information is wrong, he can't track the record to tell you that it's spun however many times it's spun, right? So that's why it's very important. It's not just for the DJs. I'm giving you another aspect of why that's very important. So remember, Id3 Tags. Make sure you go and tag all your music correctly, so you can not only get paid, you can also get credit for your streams and your internet spins, which is what they actually track, and you'll be good to go on that one. Let's go ahead and get this last one in, because I think we're running out of time.
I just want to. I think it's very important that you understand what mailbox money is. In music, you call it royalties. In television, movies, you call it residuals. What he's talking about is your money, your mailbox money. Money you're not necessarily working for anymore, but it's still playing, so therefore you're still making money. So mailbox money is very important to me, because while I'm out fishing and the mail person comes, that's a check. I ain't got to go to the bank anymore. I just take a picture of it, front, back, endorse it, bing, gets to the account. I'm able to go back on doing what I'm doing. So if you don't really respect money or what you're doing, that you're valuing your time, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about mailbox money, residual income. There's not any investor across the world that do not understand the value of residual income. If you can do anything one time and get paid for it for your lifetime, is what we're talking about. So that's very important. Probably one of the most important things we've talking about is how to monetize your time, how to make sure it counts, and how to make sure your work gets to the bank.
Excellent. Exactly right. We're gonna wrap this up. I want to thank everybody on the. Sorry, we got one more. Please make it quick, because we got another panel that's got to start soon. So go ahead, and I want to get one answer to this, and then we'll wrap it up. All right.
All right, cool. So I'm Mr. H, representing Dallas, Texas, and so when y'all say uncoding and tagging your music, so do you mean with BDS or media base, and then so do you tag the single that you pushing or everything that's on your mixtape or album?
Everything, every single thing, and it has less to do with BDS and me, because you're gonna actually encode your record and register that, and so they'll know what the song is based on the encoding that when you register the music. So, but this is about when you tag. So Id3 Tags is the metadata in the song. So you don't record a song. Don't go and let the producer, send you the song and it's not, even if they sing you the song and it's not tagged, you go and tag it. Because if you send it to me or give it to me and You think I'm gonna play the song? First of all, I'm not gonna be able to find the music because I'm not gonna go tag it for you because that's, I'm doing you a favor by playing the song. First of all, I shouldn't have to do your work, right? I should, this is stuff you need to do, take care of. If the producer who actually recorded, the engineer, whoever recorded it for you didn't do it, you have to go and do it. It's real simple. It's many programs you can use. You just pull up the program and fill in. It's fields that you put in: the artist, the song title, the genre. What year the song came out. It's all kind of fields in there. You don't have to fill them all out, but the most important one is artist and song title. If you don't have that, we can't help you.
All right.
But yeah, everything. To answer your question, do it up for everything.
For sure, that's a bit.
I want to thank everybody on this panel for coming out, giving us this valuable information. Give them a round of applause, y'all. And next up, we have the power panel. So stay here, man, or take a break. It's going to start at 3:30, I believe. 3:45. 3:45, we want to give you a little break in between that. So we're going to go ahead and dismiss right now. But thank everyone. Thank you for coming.